podcast dedicated to the lore, legends, and myths surrounding the creatures that may lurk in your backyard. My name's Hewitt.
I'm Chris. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm okay. I want you to try that can real quick you just cracked open.
That's floral.
It is. It's
Which is not a bad...
It's nectar from Seventh Tap made with a nectaron hops, which means it's supposed to taste like jackfruit.
I mean, I don't know what jackfruit... I've never actually had jackfruit. So, but it tastes good. I like it. It has like a floral sort of hoppiness about it, which I really enjoy.
Tenori's our wine and spirit store. The fancy one has been getting a bunch of different types.
Interesting beers.
Yeah. So go on this. I'm doing pretty good. I am now officially certified to be an administrator.
Hell yeah.
They will not issue me my certificate until I hold a position, though, because the school board has to.
So you got to find a position. Now you're like in the real job hunting.
Well, it's I don't even know if I'm really seriously job hunting, but I have a certificate, or I should say I have a printout that says I've done everything to be an ed leader. And because of the way certificates for education work in Louisiana, you have to go through a school board. Like, I cannot just maintain my own certification on my own. I have to be employed to retain my certification.
Certifications. I am learning as someone with 2 certifications now, because I think I don't know if we...
You mentioned... No, you didn't mention the second one.
Yeah, so I did actually pass my other certification.
Nice.
Yeah. Certifications are weird and very individualized.
They are... However, like, my mother's a nurse, so she can maintain her certification, but hospitals are responsible for checking to see if nurses are certified, which would make sense for teachers with me.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with Azure, your fundamentals are, like, permanent. Yeah, I like this beer. But, the fundamental, anything with Microsoft, if you do fundamentals, like, you do it once and done. With CompTIA or with... What is it? SCA? With one of the other ones, like with other tech ones, like especially CompTIA, I'm just going to go with that. You have to take those every 3 years to stay certified.
Mm-hmm.
And I know with being a certified dental technician or a CDA or CDS or CDT, God damn it. I'm doing it again. I'm doing the GDP thing.
Yeah, it's coming back, man. It's okay. It's okay. I've not had a lot of students this week because we've already taken LEAP. Seniors are gone. And so teachers have been signing off on kids that don't have a final for them, which, they already took the LEAP. So I had a conversation with the 4 that decide they have to come hang out with me. Which, yes, I love them. But at the same time, leave me alone.
I'm doing stuff.
I love you. Leave me alone. I'm not doing anything. You know how hard it has been to not pull the blinds down on my door, grab a blanket, turn out the light, put on like rain on my smart board.
And just
I had 5 hours with no kids. And the whole time I was supposed to be doing something, but I got what I was supposed to be doing done in 3 minutes because I track my data. So like, we need you to give us your failure list, your attendance list, and how that correlates to the LEAP test. And I
just immediately.
And they're like, how has it done that fast? Because I've been keeping up with all of it. So to give you an idea, I had 78 kids take the LEAP. 48 don't count.
48?
They did not meet attendance. You know what attendance is? Don't miss more than 20 days.
More than 20 days.
I have a kid with 100 days absent. The next one's 85. And then I got a couple with 70.
Jeez.
Dude,
Okay, so wait. So this is like the school year being from August of 2025 to May of 2026.
Yes.
Okay. So 20 days between those. And is that like, does that include like
you can
sick
miss
days and
it does not matter for the LEAP. If you have any excused absences, that exceed a certain amount, you no longer count for the teacher. And so that's 48 of my students. Now, fun fact, if we still counted basic in this state, getting a C, this is the first year we don't count basic, I would have a 5.
Like 5 students? Or
No. I have, so we're scored one. We're scored 1 through 5. If I don't get to exclude any students, I have a 1. If we exclude the 48, I have a 2, nearly a 3. If we still counted basics, I'd have a 5. Regardless of my numbers, because the number of kids who scored a basic.
So it's not going based on whether or not the kid passes.
No. I mean, if you scored unset, you probably failed my class. But the thing here is that if we still counted basic, I have a 65% basic and above score this year. I have never scored above 30-40% basic or above in previous years. But this is the year that mastery is the only one that counts for the school and the teacher. And getting mastery is getting a 80% or higher on the test.
And this all feels like...
Oh, it's a total setup. But here's the thing. I'm also the teacher of the year for the district.
I've heard that.
And I got an email saying that the only reason I got beat out by one person to go into the teacher of the year for the state is because my video was blurrier. Which, to be fair, if you got to have a video evidence of your lesson and something comes out kind of blurry, I can understand quality being brought in because you could question whether or not.
Yeah.
But I was in the running to go meet the superintendent of the state, the governor. And if you get anywhere in the top something, I think top 5 of teachers in the state, you get sent to DC.
I mean, historically, that's an honor. But I would have gotten in trouble if they had sent me. In any case, what I'm saying is, think about that. I am the district's teacher of the year, and I'm about to get reamed on my evaluation because they shifted the goalpost, and I've accomplished something that none of the high schools like. I went and I asked all the other American history teachers across the district. The good school in our district did not get 60%. I have heard some good news in terms of reading and comprehension for Louisiana.
We redefined literacy in 4th grade.
Now you just made it sad. So how about we move on?
Well, we're going to stay in the South, and we're going to stay sad because I'm going to talk about a plantation in Mississippi.
God damn it!
However, it's a weird one. It's a weird one, my dude.
Aren't they all kind of weird?
This one's on top of top of an Indian ceremonial mound.
This is cereal mound, yeah.
Yeah, a pile of just frosted flakes. No, it's on top of a Native American ceremonial mound.
That's not weird. That's bad. That's just bad.
No, it's weird because the hill it's on is almost like if someone had just stuck a finger through something up, like boop. Like the shape is almost perfectly dome-like.
Oh, the mound itself.
Yes.
Okay, so, I thought you were talking about the plantations, like they built a dome plantation or something.
And we have not been far from this place. In fact, if we went to Vicksburg and then drove up to see my parents, we would go by it and could see it. It's on 61. It's on 139 Helena Road because it is Mont Helena Plantation.
I think I've heard of this place.
Now, it's in Rolling Fork, Mississippi, about halfway between Vicksburg and Greenville, clearly visible from Highway 61, and it was built in 1896 in a colonial revival Queen Anne style, and has been called a plantation without actually ever being
like a true plantation.
True plantation. It just kind of relied on sharecroppers.
Okay, so it had sharecroppers, but it wasn't formally...
This location was not an active slave site.
Okay.
Now,
I guess that puts it a point above the rest.
Mm-hmm. The horse. The house was designed by George Barber. It is a 3-story with a large attic. The 3rd story is technically the attic. The home was considered one of the most beautiful in the Delta. Large Ionic columns support the large porch.
So it was large and in charge.
Yep. Bay windows with intricate tracery, a porte cochere, numerous dormers, and tall brick chimneys, all added to the imposing facade, and the fact that it is on top of a frickin' mound. It's higher than everything around it. Everything is flat. And then this thing decided to build on a mound. It almost looks like someone put something on a nipple.
I was going to say, is it like a pimple sort of deal?
It is more like a nipple.
Okay. So
and I don't mean that with any disrespect to the first people. Now, a porte cochere, which I'm probably mispronouncing, is a covered roof structure extending from the entrance of the building over a driveway designed to allow passengers to board or exit vehicles sheltered from the elements. So it's basically a large covered entry port. The first floor has a hallway the length of the home, a library, parlors, dining rooms, and kitchen. There were 7 bedrooms on the second floor. The Reverend's private chapel, all of which had large doors and Gothic arched windows to the outside. So understand, one of the people who built this is a Reverend and had his own private chapel and church.
Oh, fun.
Okay, in bold. Literally built on top of an Indian ceremonial mound or burial mound, depending on the website that talks about it.
Okay, so that clues me into one thing. No one has actually checked the mound.
They have.
Okay.
But depending on the website, something like built on top of a Native American burial ground. Built on a ceremonial mound.
Yeah, because those are two different things.
100%. Now, there were 3 mounds on the property, and 2 were completely destroyed to make room for farming.
Of course. Yeah.
The third had a 10-foot removed from the top to make way for the house. So they flattened the top. But that's why I said it has more of a nipple than a pimple shape, because the top flattens out.
So it kind of top hats a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. The house sits atop the remaining 26-foot tall mound. It is 26 feet up a mound from the rest of the property.
Like, I'm thinking this is like, I mean, I guess it isn't taller than the Driscoll Mountain, but it might as well be, because going up the Driscoll Mountain doesn't feel like you're going up a hill, really.
Now, the mound was a Mississippian period built mound. So we're going back to like near Poverty Point time period of how old these mounds are. This is first American culture and civilization old.
So this is like pre-American, like Homa and...
This is further back than that, man. Like talking about Poverty Point in Mississippi, and we're talking about the first civilizations to pop up in this continent.
Yeah.
Now, the massive White House is elevated above the fields around it, leaving it as a noticeable landmark to anyone in the area.
Man, I just unlocked a memory. I'm sorry.
What's your memory you unlocked?
Going to Poverty Point and having a Tamagotchi on the bus.
Oh, shit, man.
That's
old. At the same time, I tried to take Vincent over there, and he just...
I mean, some kids aren't.
But the thing is that you hear about all this really cool stuff, and you think you're going to find the lost city of Atlantis, and then it's a bunch of hills, and you realize that all that remains of this civilization is the ridges that they built on and how they prevented flooding before there was a levee. And you're like, this is it?
And then, like, when you get older, you realize why that probably happened.
You're like, that's kind of fucking dope. But now, as a kid, you're like, ooh, it's a hill. If I had a drone, I could see the hill is shaped like an eagle. Yeah. Okay. Like, I can understand kids not being interested in this, but at the same time, I'm like, you do realize that this is like quite literally our version of Mesopotamia in the Americas is Poverty Point and the Mississippians. They're like, they are the first group.
I mean, it's not just, I mean, you can just, and I am certainly not like, I need to be more well versed in it. But I mean, if you look at like the original peoples that lived here and seeing like how vast and how like interconnected they were, I mean, like fucking our current education on how we talk about it really did a number on like our perception.
Well, they don't even talk about it.
Yeah. Well, they're like,
I got questioned on why do I teach Wounded Knee in my class?
Really? Wounded Knee.
Wounded Knee. Well, the reason someone questioned me is like, well, we're going to return the medals to these soldiers. I'm like, they never lost them. Also, they're dead, and Wounded Knee was a massacre by every definition.
Yeah, like, why? It's like people that are like, why do we need to teach, like, slavery and everything the way we do? It's like,
because if you don't teach slavery, if you don't teach slavery, you get a guy by the name of Bobby who decides that the Civil Rights Acts need to be repealed.
That's true.
Look at you, Chief Justice Roberts. Fuck you. Oh, wow. That was spicy right there. I'm sorry.
I mean, we're getting into the...
We are both very aggravated about a lot of stuff. In any case, let's talk about something back in the 1800s.
Where it was
just like Robert's mindset. Anyway, John T. Johnstone.
That's a name.
John T. Johnstone. Ends with an E. I had to make sure. Bought the land which the house was built on and moved his family from North Carolina to Mississippi to start an agricultural business. That's on their website. This is the 1800s. There's agricultural business. That's fucking slavery.
Yeah.
Anyway, his daughter Helen was born in 1839. He named that plot of land that they did not live on, but they did have farms, slaves, on after her.
Okay, so wait, just so, like, this plantation, did it or did it not have slaves?
Okay. So, as we have established in the past.
Right. These were probably slave owners. I'm just wondering.
No. As we've established in the past when we talked about City Park in New Orleans, they didn't have big, huge plantation houses there. They owned the land and they had work camps, slave camps. That they farm the land. So the house itself is not a plantation that had slavery. The land did have slavery on it because it was a work camp while they lived elsewhere. Now he named this Helen's Place because he had his daughter in 1839. And this is going to be hers. She's going to have this land. This is going to be what daddy gives baby.
Right.
Now, she inherited the land, but it remained unused as a residential place, but as a revenue place, as she was raised in Annandale in Livingston/Madison, Mississippi. So just north of Jackson. Like if you take I-55 north of Jackson, you will go through Madison. So that's where she lived. And over here north of Vicksburg is where the land her daddy had that slaves were farming for her. Now, wow, that was loud.
Yeah, that was this.
Don't turn that tine. I've already had to glue two of them back in place. During this time, the area functions as a supplemental plantation for the families living outside of Jackson. In 1855, there was a carriage accident, and Helen met Henry Vick, who she fell madly in love with. His carriage ran into hers, is one version of the story. Also, he was the doctor that helped her with her bum leg in another.
Oh.
But she found Henry, and Henry, fine. Also, let's do the math.
You're making this a lot worse than it probably was.
Let's do the math here, though. 39 to 55.
Wait, that was his age?
No. 1839 when she's born, 1855 is when she met him. So let's do some quick math. 55 minus 39.
You're asking me to do math.
Well, you take 1 from the 5, making it a 4, and you make the 5 a 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. And...
So she was 46?
No. 4 minus 3. 1.
Oh.
They were madly in love. However, her mama said you can't marry until you're 20.
I can't believe I got it that off.
Her mama said you can't marry till you're 20, so they waited 4 years. Which, by the way, is incredibly progressive for that damn time.
Well, to be fair, like the whole, I mean, one, the weirdo fucking, like, what is it? Like the idea, like misogyny has always existed in our culture.
Yeah, it has.
At me. But like the idea that we need to marry as young as possible, even into like the,
it is so new. Like really,
like,
it's really, it's only our
it's
really our grandparents' age. Well, I can't say that. My great grandmother was married at fucking 16, and her husband was almost 30. Oh fuck.
But like the idea that like the younger a woman is, the more fertile or whatever.
Okay, look. Something that's pissed me off is Republicans want to go off on you can't agree what is or is not a woman. Now we're going, y'all can't agree on what's a kid.
That's true. We're
and
also...
I feel that I have a higher moral standpoint on this one than you because I know what a child is. Any case, her mom also knew that what that was and said, you can't marry till you're 20, baby. You can't. I know you love him, but you know what? He's 18, you're 16. We're not Romeo and Juliet.
That's a little bit better.
We're not going to Romeo and Juliet this.
Because if he was,
if he
20.
Was
like 35, that would be a problem. But he is 18 and she was 16. Not as bad.
Senior, sophomore, it's still creepy. I don't like it. They married the day after her 20th birthday.
Oh, well, you know, that's 4 years that they've been together.
It was a courtship, and it was appropriate, and they waited till the day after the day mom. It's 4 years and a day, motherfucker, and you see Henry over there just putting something back in his pants. God damn. Acting right, because mom probably was holding a knife.
Look. You know what? Like, commendable for the guy, at least. He's probably a horrible person, like, otherwise, but no. Like, not only like meeting someone within.
Okay, I got to correct what I just read. They agreed to marry the day after her 20th birthday. They agreed to marry.
Okay, never mind. No, I gotta retract.
No. The reason I got to fix that is Henry's bachelor party was in New Orleans.
Oh that's a mistake right there.
So. Henry,
this is when, like, what, the 1950s or 1850s?
Dude, this is 18. Okay, so met him in 1855. We're waiting 4 years, so this is 1859. We're just above the Civil War starting.
We're just above that. So and there is
he goes
very
to very
big red light district.
No. He goes to New Orleans to have his bachelor party. Him and his boys. They're all sitting there like. Going down bourbon, you know, like they're all Chad walking, and then all of a sudden, one of Henry's enemies from high school and college, because he was a lawyer, showed up and goes, "You dirty son of a bitch!" And so while drunk, they got into a fight, and Henry and his former friend got into a duel,
and he died.
And he died a week later from a double gut shot because this dude had 2 pistols instead of 1.
Oh, so he was a cheating ass.
Oh, he cheated. He just decided to pull 2 fucking guns, pop, right into the belly, which is not a good death.
No. 1 shot in the belly is already bad.
But Henry dies a week later. And now, depending on the story...
You know what?
Depending on the story, he died the day they were supposed to get married.
That's sad. Like, I actually feel bad. Like, you know what? I was going into the story thinking that Henry was going to be like
Henry was a slave owner, man. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Okay, he's a piece of shit. Never mind. I forgot about what time we were talking.
Henry didn't come down from Indiana and decide to marry himself a Mississippi girl, man.
Look, I thought it was just a nice love story. Like, we could say, like, the age gap was slightly problematic, but, you know, he agreed to wait. But then, I forget, you know, slave owners.
Now, this is another element of the story to make you maybe be on Henry's side. He fired straight up, like, he pulled a Hamilton and fired straight up just to show, like, I ain't gonna back down from no fucking, I ain't no bitch. I showed up, but I ain't gonna kill you, man. Like, you and I got beef. But it's not enough to kill you. We were drunk in fucking New Orleans. And other dude's like, pow, right in your fucking gut, man. I tried to.
Isn't it like? Wasn't it a faux pas to like shoot someone that was shooting up?
If you shot up during, much like Aaron Burr, and the one that also killed Hamilton's son, if you go by the musical, if you shoot a man who shot up, it was a stain upon your character. Any case, we don't hear any more of this friend, and like I said, he died on the day of the wedding, or he was buried on the day of the wedding. It highly depends on the story. Helen wore her wedding dress and a black veil to the funeral. And so many people. She was such a pretty young thing. All this type of thing. It's like, look at this beautiful bride. She's wearing all white and has a black veil. This is just terrible.
It's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah. Now, in 1861, she outfitted a company of Mississippi Confederate soldiers who wore a pin with her initials on it, and they were Helen's boys. All I see is a Mississippi Simps company.
Okay, so wait, like,
she bought
this is a bit of a jarring thing.
So her beau dies a year before the Civil War starts. She is a wealthy woman,
not quite widow, but
not quite, but also she's starting to move into, as we brought up in further. She's 21 years old and she ain't married. Oh, look at that spinster, but. Fuck that and all that misogyny. In any case, as a wealthy Southern woman who did not want to give up her slaves,
of course,
she outfitted and bought the uniforms for this group of Confederates, and they were Helen's boys. They wore a pin with her initials.
Were these supposed to be like the Untouchables for the Confederacy or something?
No, it was just a group of fucking dudes from North Jackson, man. Like, that's fucking it. And she bought their uniforms, so they got like a little pin with like Helen John Stone. Fuck it. That's all they did. She was their mommy.
Thanks, Mom, for buying my uniform.
I honestly, dude, I don't think it was that much. It's just she was a wealthy fucking Southern woman with slaves.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that like there was a lot of people that, you know, that were patroning a lot of the people because they're ideologically like motivated to keep the South as it is.
Yeah. Now, during the war, she met Reverend George Harris.
George Harris? What? Did she meet a Beatle?
She met Reverend George Harris.
Is the Beatle, right?
Not this one, dude. This dude was all pro-slavery and somehow white supremacy.
Right.
Like he would totally be a spiritual advisor to the president today.
That's unfortunate.
I'm not taking that back. But she met him. Now, I've heard when I read, there's a couple stories. He got wounded and came back as he was the chaplain for his division and got wounded at some battle. It never was the same. He was wounded at Manassas. He was wounded at Antietam. He was wounded at the Battle of I'm a Small Dick Slave Owner Creek. Case.
My dick is small and I own a bunch. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know where you're going. I was just trying to make a dig at Confederates.
I was trying to like riff with you, and then I was like, I'm embarrassing myself.
Any case, she met him. Either he didn't go to the war, or she met him after he came back during his.
Did he have bone spurs?
I don't fucking know. He didn't Lieutenant Dan it. He apparently had all three legs, according to one thing I read, because apparently Helen, much like Queen Victoria, wrote about a couple things. Now, she met George Harris. Eventually, they built on the land near Rolling Fork for their retirement home, and it was called Helen's Place. So they met and they married, and after the war, we're going to convalesce out here. We're going to retire out here. And I'm like, okay, I would say both of you are in your 30s, or at least one of you's in your 30s. One of you might be in your 40s, Reverend. Okay, if she's 25 and he's 32, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna pitch a fit about that shit. But what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna pitch a fit about that shit. In any case, they built Helen's Place on the property. They leveled out the top of the mound so the house could be up there because they wanted to see all the surrounding land. And they leveled the other two mounds and primed the land for better usage in the new economy.
Oh, so they were like, oh, we gotta
pay them now.
Right.
Now, the home is only 7 miles from where Henry Vick is buried. keep that in mind. The first house burnt down before they could move in, lost everything. The whole thing burnt down. So they had a new one built. They lived in the house the rest of their lives, both of them. The Reverend passed, and then in 1917, Helen died. Her last words supposedly were, "Henry's coming for me." Yo, George, I think you were the silver medal. I feel mean saying that, but at the same time, that's the story. Like, I hate stories like this. It's like, she remarried, and it's like, did she yell Henry's name?
Like, what was there?
Like, I hate these type of stories because it's always like, you're the next best thing. Fuck you. I don't need this added into this already tragic story of a slave owner losing their slave owner and now having to, like, not have slaves because they're sad because the Civil War didn't go their way. I don't need all this other fucking bullshit.
I don't need all this drama, all this silliness.
Now, the house then went through multiple states of abandonment. People would buy it. Couldn't maintain it. 7-bedroom home, man.
I mean, 7-bedroom home, but also a home built in the 1800s.
It's also a home that has a whole chapel. I'm going on size, man, because like there's some stuff built long before where we are recording was built that is holding up better than my current home, which holds up better than modern built houses. So like, just the age is not just a thing, but just the size of maintaining a home that size. And not like you're like, oh, I didn't notice that this floorboard was starting to get rotten because this one spot maintains moisture better than the rest because we didn't fucking think about that back then. So, in any case, it was graffitied. All the windows were stolen. All the copper was stolen. Cool. And in 1993, Drick Rogers.
What?
D-R-I-C-K. Drick Rogers began remodeling the house. He was related to Helen. He was her 5th cousin.
I mean, I guess that's related enough.
It's on their website. The foundation was restored, and portions of the Widow's Walk, and the porte cochere were restored. But restoration slowed due to the cost of restoration of such a large stately home. In 2009, the Friends of Mont Helen were founded. The house continued to be renovated. Today, you can book tours by appointment. As of now, because I wrote this months ago, the website is permanently closed and you may not book tours because it is now a private residence.
It's a private residence now, so...
It is listed as a private residence. You can no longer do tours because when I wrote this initially and then I had to go and add this note to it 4 months later, someone bought it and there's a private home.
I'm wondering if it's like actually a private home or if it's just being bought as...
No, it is a private family home.
Damn.
I don't know if I have it in the sources, but I went and double checked the Mississippi Registrar's office. It was bought and it is now currently listed as a private residence, not for touring.
Damn.
Now,
I mean, I guess they're pretty rich to be able to...
Now, the character of this home is more of the story than anything else. It is haunted, supposedly, but the history of this place is fucking wild, man. Like,
it just kind of goes all over the place. Now, what are the ghosts?
Now, orbs, cold spots, voices, shadow people, and disembodied footsteps have all been reported.
Okay, so just the usual.
So there's that. A couple named spirits. The Bride of Annandale / Helen / the Lady in White. I really don't like the Bride of Annandale because, again, she married the Reverend and now she's still seen as a ghost in her wedding attire from when from her first not marriage.
Well, yeah, technically not marriage, but would have been first marriage.
Now, many people have reported a woman in white with a long veil covering her face walking through the 2nd and 1st floors. Couple stories mentioned seeing her on the 3rd floor and she disappeared in front of the bay window. But it's almost like they're telling the story of like a jilted bride that's walking around still in all of her wedding shit.
Helen, we're both dead. Why are you still wearing that? It's like...
Helen, we have been married for 5 years and have 6 children. Why are you still wearing a wedding dress that you didn't wear to our wedding? What was that, Henry? My name's George? George. Are you spiritually cheating on me? I'm a reverend.
We are ghosts right now.
In any case, she's mostly seen on the main stairwell, which when you walk in the front door, there's a stairwell that goes up to a landing 3 feet up, turns, and then turns. It goes up to the second floor. It looks like, if you go to the website, it's a very pretty home.
I'm listening. I had like an intrusive. It's not an intrusive thought, but it's like just a stupid thought.
Okay. The number of times you go into a plantation, you're like, damn, what the fuck did you build this on?
No. What I'm thinking about is like, like let's say that you had like a spouse that dies and then you remarry, and then when you all go to heaven, like, what's the situation there?
Apparently God's down with you.
You just gotta adjudicate.
God just goes, free love, man. Like,
free love. Just if have a nice threesome. Just
like, hey guys, if you want to cuddle puddle, Peter's in. You see Peter, he's like, I'm off the gate duty. Pulls the shirt open, it's just chest hair all the way down. You're like, oh shit. He goes,
looking like Zangief over
he just pulls a bottle of wine out of the Zangief V.
They call me Dionysus because we gonna get fucked up.
You're going to say, Bacchanal! We're going to hell.
God damn it.
Shit, you don't even believe what I believe. We're both going to hell. You're going to be like, I didn't even believe this. This is bullshit.
Well, guess what?
Next thing you know, it's like, hey, Hades. Hey, guys. Is Persephone in? You died in winter, so no. Oh, we're dealing with mean Hades.
Oh.
And he just looks at you. You're dealing with mean Hades.
Oh, man. Oh, dang.
Fuck, shit. I got some Jimmy Johns. Oh, shit, son. Elysium. Yeah. Anyway, so most people have seen her coming down the stairs, which I'm assuming like it's just ghost ping pong with the way they're built. Most people have seen her in the upstairs near the chapel. Sometimes a woman is seen under a tree looking north towards the cemetery where Henry is buried.
Oh, no.
A woman's voice has been caught multiple times on EVPs. One response was, he was shot. I hope it didn't scare you. That's my favorite EVP ever. I hope I didn't. Oh, shit, honey, baby, honey, child. I hope I didn't scare you.
I hope you're okay.
Now, media. Ghost Hunters Season 15, Episode 3 on Hallowed Mound.
Oh, they have
on Hallowed Mound. They went there. Deep South Paranormal Season 1, Episode 2. Travel Channel has shown it. Mont Helena, A Dream Revisited, a play to raise money to restore the house about the bride and her lost groom, and then her.
Oh,
I guess your participation trophy, a fucking Reverend George. George was a fucking Confederate. He's a piece of shit. I still feel bad for him. Because, like, he has to be hardcore second place in this story at all times. How bad is it to be cucked as a ghost?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, so if, you died and you were someone that remarried, like, in the afterlife, who do you go with? Like, there's only two real options. Either you have to pick or, y'all just gotta sex it up.
Y'all just get a weird polycule in heaven or hell.
Yeah, like, this is why, like, polyamory might actually be like, I'm monogamous, but like polyamory might actually be the way, because in afterlife,
responsible, ethical needs to be put before the
responsible, ethical, consensual polyamory, not Mormon poly.
Yeah, fuck you, Church of Latter-day Saints. God, we have let the last two we've recorded, we've let so much out we've been good about keeping down. Numerous small paranormal podcasts have also talked about it, and a few folks have actually gotten investigated before the home became a private home again. Now about
going into the private home being like, we're looking for ghosts. Go back to bed.
Now the thing is with the mound, I have this as a separate section. Some people like to say it's a burial mound. That is all urban legend. There have never been human remains found when digging into it, because the house does actually have a half basement.
Right.
So no human remains have been found. X-rays of the building and ground penetrating sonar have not returned human remains. Again, there's some ghost stories about the house. Ghost hunters caught some EVPs. That's where I hope I didn't scare you came from. There's some weird stuff. People have reported things. It is not built over what seems to be a burial mound.
Right.
So at least there's that going for this very weird, twisty story. Now, my sources are homes.com, the history of haunted Mont Helena, which they actually put a dash in there on Helena instead of Helena. Trails.mda.ms.gov, www.clareledger.com, pictures and news of Mont Helena. Ceremonial Indian Mound holds mysteries. MontHelena.com, the story. Travelfeed.com, history yapping YouTube. www.richardcasero.com, industry.travelsouth.usa.com, ghostly legends.
Well, I do enjoy a good plantation story. That came out weird. No, I mean, I like...
Well, I told you this year I was going to do a bunch of plantation stories.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, it's good to learn about, like, history and just learn about, like, history of, like granular areas, not so much just like...
Well, man, we're not hitting the myrtles. We're not hitting sunflower.
We didn't hit myrtles.
We've already done that. I'm saying this is not the myrtles. This is not sunflower.
Yeah.
This is not magnolia, either magnolia. This is not trans-Allegheny. This is not...
Well, it's interesting to have, like, the Obscura side of Backwoods Obscura be, like, you know, history that we don't always get to learn about.
Look, dude, some of the stuff we've gotten the most hits on social media-wise have been these weird little local ones.
Yeah. I mean, outside of that, I do enjoy that. Even if this one is, like, you know, the ghosts are pretty, like...
Minimal.
Bog standard, you know...
Standard issue ghost.
Yeah, standard issue ghost. They come in, they create orbs, they create cones, and they have a white lady.
And you tell them, God damn it. We got a white lady. Oh my God. I feel like that's a legitimization for every haunted house. We have a white lady. Shit, they got a white lady. Apparently it's real, guys.
If a white lady is trying to get a ride, you know it's really bad.
Anyway, I'm going to steal this from him. We're Backwoods Obscura. We update every Tuesday.
And we're also, we also do Brouhaha now. We're releasing every 20th on every month. Look forward to that. And we're also Team Bonus Action.
Team Bonus Action is a group of friends who like to play games. At the time of this recording, we are finishing up Flames of Time, and we are moving into a new campaign led by Nasa Does, our good friend. Also, Team Bonus Action actively supports charities. The one we would like you to donate, if you could right now, is the Trevor Project to help trans youth have a safe place to live because they're being targeted more than ever, and it's illegit, and they need a safe place to stay because babies need to be protected.
Trans kids need safety too. And with that, I hope you have a good day or night or whatever time it is over there.
We need to go actually see this place. I mean, it's only like an hour and a half.
We go out, and it's a private residence. We're just, like, sitting out there, like...
No, we don't go do that. We just go look from the road, and then we go back and we get Key City. We get pizza and beer, man. Like,
we go outside, and we're just, like, in a black van, and they're like, the men in black are here. They're trying to get us, and we're just sitting there like, that's a haunted house.
My name's Indrid.